Hi, my name is Stephanie Lafazanos. Welcome to the third video of a three-part video series on self-love. In video 1, we talked about 8 reasons it's really important to practice self-love and to love yourself. So if you haven't seen that video, go back and watch that one. In video 2, we talked about how to love yourself, and I shared some of my favorite self-love practices, a meditation, and tips about loving yourself that I observe in my holistic health practice as a medical intuitive and a holistic practitioner, and how to love yourself specifically. So it's so important to love yourself. I see in my practice that when people don't love themselves, they manifest illnesses and issues in their health, because our life is meant to be enjoyed. And so in this video, we're going to take self-love deep into the body, where it really counts, into our self-care center. And this is also the center of enjoyment and the center of pleasure in our body. And that is our sexual center. And in order to enjoy life, we really need to feel pleasure. We feel pleasure with our senses. And I see so many women who are really shut down around feeling. So in our belly and in our sexual center, not only do we hold all of our emotions, but we have issues around our health as women, especially from things like childbirth trauma, from sexual trauma, and from cultural conditioning. So we're being told that our sexuality is bad or shameful or wrong, and this really shuts women down. Unfortunately, there is not a lot of help and education around this area that we need so badly in our world. So in order to heal this part of yourself, you really have to seek it out yourself, because there is not a huge awareness around talking about sex with our health practitioners, and they don't necessarily look at all of these aspects of ourselves, our mental health, our emotional health, that impact our physical health in this area. So yes, our body and our senses are our pleasure instrument. And one of the most important things that I see that women and maybe men, but mostly women, lack is really allowing pleasure, is making time for it and making it a priority, even just being open to receiving pleasure and to be able to feel it, even if it's just from yourself or from others. And one of the major blocks that I see most women have around this is they think they have too much to do. So in other words, they're too busy and they don't have time for this. However, being open to receive enjoyment and pleasure is what really supports us in our life. And this is part of the work-rest balance. So many people have this mindset that they need to make work a priority and always be pushing themselves. But that causes really serious health problems in our culture. For example, in the West, we have menopausal symptoms. But in other parts of the world, in Asia and other places, they don't have the same menopausal symptoms as we do. This is from pushing ourselves too much, too hard, and making all of that to-do list our priority. Productivity should not be a priority. Self-care should be a priority. So really what we need to do is we need to change our mindset. Receptivity is a mindset. Receiving enjoyment and pleasure is a mindset that you can change inside of yourself. And the reason is pleasure and enjoyment is our birthright. It's a part of our feminine, animal, and instinctual self. Our sexuality is sacred, and our sexuality is beautiful. And we need to be able to enjoy that for ourselves first. But what ends up happening is we don't make time for ourselves, and then we are upset if we notice that our sexuality is exploited in media for others' pleasure. I see this all too often in my work, and I hear it from both sides. I hear it from men and I hear it from women. Women really get shut down around their pleasure center, and then they disconnect from this center altogether. And that really affects their health in so many different ways. And it also affects their relationships. So you need to learn how to receive for yourself, from yourself, before you're really able to receive pleasure from other people. So the other major block around really loving our self-care center, our enjoyment center, our pleasure center is fear. So fear, according to Chinese medicine, gets trapped in the kidneys, the sexual organs, and in the bladder. We also sometimes feel it in the lower back. So this is a really contracted state. So contracted as opposed to expansive. Fear in the body creates this cold, frozen feeling. So we feel completely frozen, we feel numb, and we feel stuck and shut down around our pleasure center. So one of the first things we need to do in order to enjoy life and to take this love deep into our sexual center, to feel pleasure, first is to remove emotional blockages. So again, fear in the sexual organs is often created by things like birth trauma, sexual trauma, cultural conditioning around our sexuality being bad or wrong. So what is really needed is to remove emotional blockages and then to focus on taking our love deep into the sexual organs and into the sexual area and the pleasure center. This is absolutely central to feeling pleasure and enjoyment. Well, there can be many other mental and emotional blocks that prevent us from connecting to our pleasure, from really feeling and receiving and enjoying our relationships to their fullest. We can, through deep listening to ourselves, identify and heal. And I am creating a course just for that. My course is called Wildly Nurtured Woman. And this course follows a system called Tao Tantra, which I am a healer and an instructor of. So in this course, I take you step by step through 9 audio and video modules where I first help you to purify the body. So in this process, we identify and remove the blockages that we have to feeling pleasure. We remove any emotional and mental blockages that we have that prevent us from receiving and from really enjoying ourselves, our connection to ourselves, and our connections to others. I also take you through a series of deep self-love practices where you fill your whole body through self-touch and massage and many other deeply nourishing practices to really, really take that love deep into yourself. And part of that is taking your love deep into your sexual center. And for this, we use a healing tool. It's an ancient healing tool that's been around for thousands of years called the jade egg. Well, the jade egg is simply that. It's a jade egg. And although the egg itself is not magical, it's what you do with the egg that is magical. So the egg is used as a tool inside of the vagina. And it helps to awaken, to sensitize, to bring back feeling if you're numb, to strengthen and to heal the pelvic floor and the sexual area. And that's not all. Because we're working with a system in Chinese medicine where we have all these energy circuits and energy lines through the body, that our sexual energy is like a fuel. And when we take the sexual energy and move it through all of the sexual energy channels, then we really are taking our sexual energy to heal our whole body, our heart, and our mind. In fact, this is a spiritual practice. So our sexual energy is the fuel that helps us to evolve into our full human potential. So often when we feel really, really tired, it's this energy that is depleted. So often when we feel menopausal symptoms, it is this energy that is depleted and tired. So this working with this area and working with the sexual energy nourishes and heals and balances so much of what is going on. And because it helps us to evolve, taking your sexual energy only helps you to love more. It only helps you to express your magic more. It only helps you to make your dreams manifest more quickly. So I have found this to be one of the most empowering tools that I have worked with in my life. And that is why I am so excited to share it with other women. I was really looking for something that was going to tell me that my sexuality was powerful and beautiful. And that's exactly what this system does. And it shows you how to really connect with yourself and to love yourself very, very deeply. This act of self-love is a feminine power. And it is a way that we can be fully whole and present and show up and be powerful in our lives. So I'm so excited to share this course with you. So my course is now launching, and if you'd like to learn more about it, I invite you to come and visit my website, wildlywoman.com, where you can read much more about this course and what is in each module. And I really hope that you've enjoyed this little mini video series on practicing self-love, and I hope this inspires you to go on a quest to love yourself even deeper. And if you can join me for that, I would be so honored to take you on that journey. Thank you so much.